Many women come to me when they feel like they're constantly trying to get it right, trying to be enough, trying to be chosen, trying to avoid doing and saying the wrong things, trying to maintain peace, trying to keep the relationship stable. Often they tell me, I feel loved, but only when everything is good, only when they agree, only when they perform, only when they meet expectations. That kind of love can feel very confusing. It can feel warm one moment and cold the next. It can feel secure one day and uncertain the next. I've been there and know intimately how confusing and hard these situations can be. Today, we're talking about conditional love, emotional safety, and what real love actually looks like. So be my guest, grab your favorite beverage, and settle in with me as we explore this topic.
Becoming the magnificence in me, empowered, strong, and gracefully, with poise and elegance, I can see I am who I was born to be.
Welcome to Becoming, Conversations in Elegance and Empowerment, a sanctuary for women who desire to live with purpose, grace, and quiet confidence. I'm somany, your host, author, and transformation guide. Gentlemen are welcome to listen in, but this space is intentionally crafted for the elegant woman becoming all she's meant to be. If this conversation resonates and you'd like focused private support, I invite you to explore private coaching. You can find more information anytime at becomingpublishing.com. Now, let's step into today's topic. Love should never feel like a test you're constantly trying to pass. Yet, many people find themselves living this way. They adjust, they overthink, they overgive, they become hyper-aware, they walk on eggshells. Not because they are difficult, not because they are needy. They are trying to maintain connection, keep the peace, and even keep themselves physically, emotionally, and financially safe. I've been there many times in my life in many different relationship situations. It's exhausting. While many people hear this and may immediately think about romantic relationships, these patterns show up everywhere. It can happen in family systems. It can happen in friendships. It can even happen at work and in faith communities. Love is not only romantic. Conditional connection can exist anywhere. The pattern often sounds like this. I love you if. I'll stay if. I'll approve if. I'll accept you if. I feel the same way about the word if as I do about the word buts. When they are said, they negate everything that comes in front of them. This is where things become emotionally dangerous. Love begins feeling transactional. Connection begins feeling conditional. The nervous system begins scanning for what keeps the peace. That is not emotional safety. That is emotional management. The elegant woman pays attention to this distinction. She notices when she feels loved only under certain conditions. She notices when she's performing for stability. She notices when peace has become something she has to sustain. When love feels like something you have to constantly maintain, it stops feeling safe. I invite you to stay with me because next we're going to look at what the research has to say about this type of love situation. If this conversation is resonating and you recognize yourself in what we're discussing, I invite you to apply for private coaching. I work privately with a small number of women each season who are ready to rebuild confidence, strengthen emotional boundaries, and make clear decisions in life and love. This is structured, focused work, not surface motivation. If you're navigating heartbreak or life transitions and you want grounded private support, you can apply at becomingpublishing.com. I personally review every application. I believe we were all made to love and to be loved. I've observed and experienced what unconditional love in a true partnership not only looks like, but how it positively benefits both partners and the people around them. When we're operating at our highest levels and feeling inspired and truly valued, we are not the only ones who benefit. We actually affect the world around us. I'm a firm believer that when you're in a good, healthy relationship, it's your duty to model that behavior to the world around you. After nearly 4.5 years together and nearly 2 years of marriage, my husband and I do just that. We've been called the lovely young couple, and I've had women who have been married for decades tell me how much they love seeing how my husband and I greet each other. It isn't a performance. We're not putting on a show. We're acting in public the way we act at home. It's our way of showing the world that love doesn't have to hurt. Marriage isn't bondage, and that true love can last. Psychologist Carl Rogers introduced the concept of unconditional positive regard. This means offering acceptance, worth, and care without requiring performance. He believed this kind of acceptance is foundational to healthy emotional development. That matters deeply in adult relationships. It teaches us something simple. Real love does not have to be earned. Attachment research supports this. Psychologist John Bowlby and researcher Mary Ainsworth found that inconsistent caregiving often creates anxious attachment patterns. This can result in adults who work hard to maintain closeness. They may become overly accommodating. They may become highly sensitive to rejection. They may become afraid to disappoint. That fear often makes conditional love feel familiar, not safe, familiar. There's a huge difference. Research on intermittent reinforcement gives even more insights. Behavioral psychology has long shown that unpredictable rewards create stronger emotional dependency than consistent rewards. This is one reason emotionally inconsistent relationships can feel so addictive. You never know when the warmth is coming, so you keep trying, you keep hoping, you keep performing. This is often mistaken for love. It is often emotional conditioning. I can tell you from personal experience that it's emotionally and psychologically exhausting. Several years ago, when I was in the dating scene, I kept hearing the words to a song in my head that my grandmother and I used to sing together called If That Isn't Love. It's a song about Christ. Yet during that experience, I just kept hearing the words, that isn't love. Relationship after relationship began crossing my mind. Family, friendships, romantic relationships, workplace experiences, situation after situation. I kept hearing it over and over again. That isn't love, girl. That isn't love. In that moment, I started remembering things I had buried and tried to forget. Guilt trips, emotional pressure, manipulation, conditional approval, punishment for honesty, fear of speaking up, walking on eggshells. That isn't love. None of it. I don't care how pretty the package it's wrapped in or how big the promises of the future are. That isn't love. And the price is too high to pay for promises and some days. That's when I began understanding something deeper. Love and control are not the same thing. In fact, love does not control at all, and control does not love at all. Author Dr. Tim Clinton wrote in Identifying Real Love that true love offers a safe place to be yourself. It is not driven by control, manipulation, or the need to perform. That's a powerful statement I hope you can let sink in. Love should feel like safety, not survival. Dr. Clinton gave us some clear attributes of real love to help us identify it easily and quickly. Real love offers a safe place to be you. Real love values the other person for who they are and celebrates healthy separateness. Real love genuinely wants the best for the other person. Real love is grounded in cherishing, honoring, and treasuring another person simply because of who they are. Love should feel like connection, not bondage. Love should feel like peace, not pressure. Love should feel like acceptance, not performance. I'll remind you again, as I always do when we're talking about love. These examples are looking at romantic relationships, but they apply to all types of relationships, including family relationships, friendship relationships, workplace relationships, social relationships, religious relationships, and others. If you're finding yourself constantly trying to earn emotional stability, I invite you to consider whether what you're experiencing is truly love or something else. If you're navigating this kind of confusion, the Clarity Reset was created for moments exactly like these. You can learn more at becomingpublishing.com. I invite you to stay with me because next I'm going to show you how to put all this valuable information into practice in your daily life. Many of the ideas we're exploring this season are expanded on in my newest book, Becoming Lavishly Loving, available on Spotify, my website, and most online booksellers. It explores intuition, emotional boundaries, and protecting your inner world with elegance. For women who are ready to apply this work in real time, not just understand it intellectually, I offer a private 3-month coaching container where we rebuild confidence and clarity from the inside out. You can learn more and apply at becomingpublishing.com. So what does it look like to spot what isn't love in real life? Here are a few things I invite you to consider. Number 1. Notice the emotional conditions. It's important to pay attention to when you feel most accepted. Is it when you're compliant? Is it when you're agreeable? Is it when you're performing? That information is vitally important. It's also the start of a red flag rising. Number 2, separate love from approval. Approval is often conditional. Love is not. Many people confuse the two. Number 3, observe how your body feels. Your body often knows before your mind admits it. It could manifest as a tight chest, a lump in your throat, an anxious stomach, restlessness. These signals shouldn't be ignored. The elegant woman doesn't dismiss them. She pays attention and begins to ask herself the questions that may reveal what is actually happening inside her inner kingdom. Number 4, stop performing for stability. This can be a hard one when you've been conditioned to do it most of your life, or if you're involved with someone who demands it and threatens severe consequences if you don't. What I encourage you to remember is this: real love remains steady when performance stops. That is one of the clearest tests. Number 5, watch what happens when you tell the truth. Truth reveals the quality of love. Safe love makes room for honesty. Unsafe love often punishes it. The elegant woman understands that real love is not something she earns. It is something she experiences. Many women come to me when they're exhausted from performing in relationships and still wondering why they don't feel safe. If that sounds familiar, you are not alone. Is anything in this conversation speaking to you? If so, I'm beyond honored to be part of your discovery process. If you've been quietly returning to these conversations, I invite you to follow the show on whichever platform you listen, so these moments can meet you when you need them. Becoming Conversations in Elegance and Empowerment is recognized among the top Elegance podcast of 2026 by FeedSpot. If you found something enlightening in this episode, be my guest and share it with your fabulous friends who could benefit from these conversations. If you're interested in taking the next step in your journey, you can get all the details about private coaching or the Clarity Reset session at becomingpublishing.com. I'm also available for guest appearances and conversations with podcasters, women's organizations, and community leaders. If this episode spoke to your heart, I invite you to explore my latest book, Becoming Lavishly Loving. It's available on Spotify, Audible, most online booksellers, and you can get autographed copies and exclusive bundles in my online store at becomingpublishing.com. I'll leave you with this reminder. Real love is not something you earn. Real love is something you experience. Keep your crown on and stay on your throne. This is where awareness begins to become something more. Thank you so much for spending time with me on Becoming Conversations in Elegance and Empowerment. If something in today's conversation spoke to you and deeper focused support feels right, I invite you to explore private coaching at becomingpublishing.com. Until next time, stay elegant, stay empowered.
Becoming the magnet.